Hello, I just want to do a quick walk around the studio and just show the panoply of techniques and students' work that happen just within 1 week in the studio. Okay, some of them, of course, are things I teach. Just a short thing, this is Nonoko, a Japanese model I'm working with at the moment. And so if you want to study drawing, you can study drawing and you can study both expressive and loose drawing. And by the way, on Sunday, the 21st, we're going to be doing a full life drawing session, 3 hour pose with breaks and a warm-up session between 11 and 3:30. So if you want to book that, I'll put a link on the website. Take a look. Here I'm teaching people how to create skies. So here, just working in a really expressive manner from photographs I've taken in Wicklow. In this one here, I was teaching a student today, Sargent, and we'll talk about that in a second. So here is a painting that's nearly finished. I have more to do in it. This is the study, Girl from Corsica by Sargent. This is it nearly completed, but in this case, I said it's a Palestinian girl. And here's the beginning of a 20-minute study in the first layout. This is Cynthia's work. Cynthia is now learning to do the figure in painting on a big scale, so 50 by 70. We have prints of the figure in the studio, and her construction now is beginning to get really good. So Cynthia will be with us probably for 4 terms so far in the evening class, and her construction's getting really tight now. So she's able to knock out a figure in a day, ready to drop in paint. This is the drawing I did this morning for the class, showing how to create form. And then just a shout out to Kira. So this is Kira's figure. So she's now developing the skin in her figure, look. So there's some really nice passages in this. And yeah, that's come along nicely. This here then is Valentina. And I think she's done an amazing job for her first portrait. Now, Valentina is with us a good while, but she's focused on landscape and still life. But all of that knowledge has come into how she draws. So now she's able to draw heads. This is the study master copy I would have done from the Sargent. It's a painting of Monet. And in this, you have all the complexity that you can study in the studio of glazing, alla prima, sfumato, wet and wet work into glazing, like in the beard there. You can see, we'll just zoom in. You can see some beautiful wet and wet work into glazing. Here you can see alla prima structure work in pasto. Here you can see glazing. Once again, glazing here, and really clear French painting. Like for me, this is French painting connected with Velasquez. The abstract thing here is the abstract decoding of the palette. This work here is Brian. Really, really cool paintings. Really love these paintings of tablets. We're developing 2 roads with Brian. One is expressive, which you can see here. And once again, I feel this painting's done. And that's why I have the frame, so you can see really quickly, is the painting finished, and it helps you judge it. And then here is the more resolved tablet. So we're developing 2 techniques. One is soft and resolved. You can see it there. And the other is more expressive. Yeah. This one here then is a study I did today for Kiva. And Kiva wants to learn animals, birds, insects. So in this study here, I'm going to zoom in really close. Hope you can see that. And so I had an underpainting underneath that was dry. And then I've altered that. Let's go close and see. There we go. We can zoom in. That's much better. Now I could have done more of this, but I was painting this live today so people can see how I construct feathers, how I construct hair, and also how I work in detail. But it's not often I do that. Here is bokeh effect out of focus. Here you're going in focus, and you always work over your darks. You put your darks down and you put your mid lights in on top, gradually working out to the lightest system. This is Gulshan. Really nice study that she started of Gustav Klimt. It's a small painting by Gustav Klimt, and I think she's done a really nice job of the beginning of that. but I actually really like this style. It has an old illustration quality feel to it. I actually really like the way it is, but actually the next stage of this would be we will glaze in the eyes, we'll glaze in the section there and the lips. We'll do them really finely. Just, we need to let it dry. And then last one is Gerlinda. And Gerlinda is doing study from obviously Jenny Saville. I think this is really excellent in the energy of Jenny Saville. And you know what's really funny? That she was doing a landscape before this for a friend, you know? So it's amazing to see her go from a kind of twee Barbizon landscape, impressionist landscape, to go, right, I want to take this on now. So we're taking on Jenny Saville, the energy, the movement, like look at the expressive dripping of the paint there. Right, really nice, really expressive raw brushwork on top of a dry drawing. Right, you're working with in focus, out of focus lines, and specific blues that we don't normally use. These are all things you can study in the studio, and matching a palette. So when you really want to study someone, you want to be able to read their palette. So one thing we're doing here is we're 100% matching the colors of the original painting. Like, we're making sure that we really do hit up the colors correctly. Okay, thanks. So that gives you a basic overview look of the studio and just the way the studio is. And for anybody new, you can see you have a full station to work from, right? You have your own space to really work and concentrate and study. So yeah. Okay, thank you.